Hey, what's up people? It is February the 12th and it is Darwin Day. February 1809 was when the future scientist Charles Darwin was born. Everyone should have heard his name by now, hopefully, several hundred years later. And because that was his birthday, this has been declared Darwin Day. So happy birthday to the long deceased Charles Darwin, a man who's very important to the scientific knowledge we have today, because he first devised that theory of evolution that we now know much more about through knowledge of DNA and things, and furthered and built on what he started back with his original book, which I have here, The Origin of Species, and his original ideas. Now, to clear up something, evolution doesn't say that we're evolved from apes. We share a common ancestor with apes. Maybe I should draw a diagram. So I got a piece of paper here. Rough family tree. Hope that focuses. Is that focusing? Okay, so like you got us. Now we're evolved from this sort of common ancestor here. This guy here is extinct, but we're evolved from him. There was another species that evolved from him, and that one's extinct. But from that species evolved both chimps and bamboos. So we're like, yeah, distant second cousins? I forget how family trees work. But we're not evolved from them, we're just cousins to them. See? That's how that works, roughly. I'm no scientist, but... So yeah, it's really fascinating, basically, and I wish I could explain it better. But I don't need to, I'm not a scientist. Go see scientists for that. How do you want to celebrate Darwin Day? Well, go find out more about that sort of stuff and natural selection and stuff. If you're near somewhere that's hosting a Darwin Day event, because they are on all around the world. My nearest one was London. I couldn't get there today, so I've not gone to a Darwin Day event. But if one's on near you, please do go. There is a website you can check this on. darwinday.org. Simple. Check on there. They've got a little map. You can type in where you live, and you can find out if there's a Darwin Day event near you. But failing that, if you don't have a Darwin Day event specifically near you, why not just go along to like your local natural history museum? There's bound to be something on Darwin there. And if there isn't, it's not a very good natural history museum. But if you can't even make it out of the house, you can still celebrate. You could read Darwin's work, or some of it. I mean, not necessarily the whole book or anything. I've got this copy of Darwin's Origin of Species, which I bought several years ago when visiting the Natural History Museum in London, and thought I should own a copy of that. And I bought it, and I read that much of the introduction and didn't get any further. Not for any particular reason, but I really must get round back to that. So what I'm going to do to celebrate today is read a bit more of that. I'm going to get past the introduction and actually read some of the words that Darwin wrote, as opposed to somebody else writing about his work, if you see what I mean. So I'm going to read a bit of that today, but you may be thinking, well, hold on, I've still got to go out of the house to buy that. Well, A, you could order it online in advance, if you're pre-planned, but also, you can actually read it for free online. There is a website, let me find it for you, darwin-online.org.uk. Another simple URL. You can read everything of Darwin's there. Darwin's complete publications. Books, Origin of Species, Voyage of the Beagle, Descent of Man. All of his articles, all of his published letters, published manuscripts, you can read them all for free on there. So, you've got no excuse. This is what you can do on Darwin Day. If you can't do any of the other stuff, you can't go to any of the events, just have a read. It's always good to educate yourself a bit. I'm going to read a little bit of this. I mean, it's about 9:30 in the evening when I'm doing this, so I'm not going to get very far into this, but I'm going to read a little bit more of The Origin of Species. Or to give it its full title, On the Origin of Species by Means of Natural Selection, or The Preservation of Favoured Races in the Struggle for Life. That's its full title, but it's a bit wordy, so, you know, most covers just say The Origin of Species. It's a pretty short one today. Happy Darwin Day. Enjoy your reading, visits to museums, or events you go to. So I will see you tomorrow, and please do subscribe if you want to. There'll be a button somewhere. And then you can see all of these videos I'm doing, one for each day of the year. There's always something to celebrate. An annoying amount of it is food-based, but there are, like Darwin Day, many that aren't as well, so that's nice. Yeah, and if you like this video, if you feel inspired to go out and learn something new about the world we live in, please click like, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Bye.